Hello. Happy Thursday. This week has been a weird one. Not a bad one, just a weird one. So you get what we get right now. So yesterday, Orville and Heidi went live, and I shared it here. I share their end of month lives on Wax Nerds. So you'll always have access to that. And if you don't have access to I don't know where that bruise came from, to it on Wax Nerds, a child, go follow them on Facebook. There's a website for Scentsy. They will post all the news on the news tab on the workstation. Y'all know gotta know your references. You gotta know your references. So that being said, we have updates coming. We have changes coming. And I think so far, everything I have listened to and read seems pretty basic. And I'm not saying basic as in it's not important, but basic as in they're good changes. They're good changes. So you're going to see, if you follow other leaders, which I've told y'all to go follow other leaders, they've all already talked about it. We've already established, again, the live was last night. So like the changes that are coming, you've probably, if you haven't seen it floating around, and this is the first time you're hearing about it and seeing it, well, yay. So, I think the biggest, so I'm going to go through the changes and we'll kind of chat about some of them because I think that that's kind of important. I made some notes, so I'm just trying to get it. So the number one thing that I think is big right now is there's kind of always been Orville used to talk about how you can't really put your mindset on multiple hustles. And since he kind of has in the past had a rule of, and yes, the rule of leadership with other companies wasn't something that since he was able to support. I don't know how to put those into the right words, but multiple MLMs and having leadership through those multiple MLMs has kind of been like a no-no. It has been a no-no, not kinda. It has been a no-no. I have done direct sales in the past and other MLMs, and they didn't work out. They weren't for me. I went bankrupt because of one of them. I went into debt and was sent to a debt collector because of one of them. So Scentsy has always been, when we started Scentsy, like when I talked to Aaron about starting Scentsy, he was like, no. Like we've had challenges in the past, but I went to him with the rules and plans, and there wasn't really a way to go into debt with Scentsy. Not the way that I was going to do it. And I haven't. So my brain has never looked at another company and thought the grass was greener over there or something was different. But I've never faulted anybody for having that thought process and that mindset. I will tell you that as a leader, I'm yelling over this AC that just cut off. As a leader, I've always been very upfront with, if we're going to join Scentsy, I need it to be Scentsy. Because, and I say this as the leader of Wax Nerds, and not that it's not a possibility. So please don't ever think that's what I'm saying. But nobody's ever out promoted me. So not under Wax Nerds. So no one I've ever sponsored or someone who's been sponsored under me has ever out promoted me. So I've not had the experience of having someone under me who hustles with multiple MLMs and is successful with multiple MLMs. That's never been my personal experience. So I've always we've always kind of had that chat pretty much, I have a fly in here, it's driving me crazy, within our first few chats with each other. If we've done other MLMs and we're part of other MLMs, this is kind of how Scentsy runs things. What's your goal? And I've never told someone you need to quit doing another one. I've never been that leader. I've never been the type of leader that's told you need to do this. Other than you need to get out of your VIP pages. You need to go live more often. But even lives have shifted and changed. And so I haven't even harped on that probably in the last 6 or so months, because our lives are getting, now they're going to be deleted. And lives don't seem to necessarily gravitate as much as it used to. Like in the past, when I would do trainings, there would be times where I would say, when your kit shows up, you need to go live with it. But like, I've never told someone, you need to stop doing this. Never. I'm never going to be that leader. So just letting you know. If I ever contradict myself, because there's trainings on here that have been on here for years. I've been doing Scentsy. I'm in my 6th year of Scentsy. There are trainings on here that are 5 and 6 years old. Things have changed. So you might watch something and you might think, well, that's not what she does now. Well, that's because the things have changed. So if I ever contradict myself, or if you feel like you've watched something and then all of a sudden you're watching something a little bit newer and you're like, well, that's not what you said in that video. Y'all call me out. Like text me and be like, so there was this training back in January of 2022 where you were talking about how this is what you do. And then now you don't even do that. Why? I will give you an answer. I'll tell you why. I don't have an example, but I'll tell you why. So being able to set up at events in the past has always been, several teammates through Wax Nerds. They have like boutiques. They have other businesses in general that they do, other small businesses, crafts and stuff. It used to not be that we could set up at events and have multiple things out. That was always, that's a no-no. That's been a no-no. And from what I'm understanding now, if you sell t-shirts or you sell cups or you sell, those are the examples off the top of my head, other home decor, you can kind of avenue it in and out at your vendor events, which is new. We were not supposed to do that in the past. We've had several teammates who own boutiques and do other, what I consider out of compliance things. I've always said this too on Wax Nerds, y'all, don't y'all call it compliance. Don't y'all find a consultant doing something wrong and immediately throw them under the bus. Like we need to have that conversation with the consultant, and then the consultant needs to talk to compliance, right? So that's just my view. Since he's going to watch this video and be like, that's not true. But I'm just saying, I'm not here to throw anybody under the bus. You run your business how you want to run your business. I do want you to keep it within compliance, because as your leader, I'm supposed to help you with that. And I want to make sure I'm helping with that. But I do want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. I don't deal well with teammates that are like, oh, there's just a false sense of this being a job. And it's a job, and it does make money if you work it. And you do the things. Room to build your brand. So like you can, in the past, I used to be a travel agent. I technically could not sell scent circles to, like, I couldn't have like a little ring of scent circles on my desk and somebody be like, oh my God, you sell Scentsy? There's a compliance thing about that. You could do like one-on-one, but you couldn't, I don't know how to explain that. If you're a real estate agent, technically there was like an affiliated with marketing kind of thing you weren't allowed to do. Supposedly we're understood that they're lifting this. This is not in the news tab yet, so I'm really waiting on real verbiage. But some of this we're getting from last night's call, and some of it I'm also getting from Superstar directors, because they were at home office last week on their summit and they talked about a lot of this. I think the biggest thing that's going to change for us that we're going to be excited about as day-to-dayers, is getting paid weekly. The opportunity to get paid weekly. I think that might change some everyone's outlook. Being able to feel like you're getting a quicker turnover. So if somebody joins Scentsy and they hit, I'm going to try to make this a roll about number, they're 500. Let's say they hit their 500 and they hit their 500 in a week. They're going to get their 125. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me because my brain's like, right. They'll get their 25%, within, I think that you've still got to get certified to hit your 25%. So let's say let's just bump it down to 20. They're $100. We're going to say they're $100. We're going to keep the zeros. We're not going to add 25s in there. We're going to keep zeros. So they'll get their $100 within a week. They have that opportunity. When these changes are happening, I don't think it's until June. The 15th of May is supposedly when they're going to update the news tabs, but that's the current information that we've been given. Weekly paychecks would be phenomenal for my mamas who are like, I need this, I need that. I want to be able to get this bill out of the way. I can't tell y'all how many times like medical bills right now are just ridiculous, in and out all over the place. So like that weekly paycheck would potentially be, there have been times where I'm like, I got to wait until do, re, mi. I got to wait until the 10th. I got to wait until the 8th. My website comes out on the 28th because guess what day I joined Scentsy? The 28th. So my website comes out on the 28th. Well, that's 2-3 days before the 1st when my husband gets paid. So there are days, there have been months where I'm like, oh God, my website's going to hit the account. And $10 is what it used to be. Now it's 15. That $5 kind of sometimes makes a difference. So being able to get paid weekly, knowing that my paycheck is going to be there for me to be able to pay my website is nice. And it never, y'all know, life never fails. It never fails us. We get surprises all the time. So that I think is going to be a easier turnaround for sponsoring, being able to get paid quicker and sooner. Because I will tell you that I've had consultants join under me, and when they're like, so how do we get paid and when do we get paid? And when I tell them we get paid monthly, they're like, oh. And I'm like, well, but you get a big chunk. Like we get paid on the 10th every month. You get a big chunk, but it still just seems to be kind of like, oh, it's not as fast as it could be. So that I'm excited about. That's a really awesome sponsoring point. Like mamas, who needs money? You can join Scentsy for a super low cost or a very amazing valued cost. You can join Scentsy for free. You can flip kits for free. So it's another video, and there's like 8 of them on here. So I think that Scentsy, with their rebranding, they are aware that generations are changing, and we live in a world of instant gratification. We just do. We live in a world of instant gratification. My shirt is too big, and that's not a bad thing, but it's driving me crazy. And I've been messing with all of this the whole time I've been on here. Instant gratification is a big one. I think sometimes online shopping for people, they get excited about Temu. They don't care how long Temu takes. But Amazon is even to the point that, like, I ordered a face cream 3 or 4 days ago. It still isn't here. I ordered a book last week. It took 3 days to get here. Even Amazon has shifted. And it's like, sometimes it takes longer than Amazon promises. Scentsy doesn't have warehouses all over with cars doing the delivery. We partner with FedEx and UPS. We partner with them. We're not Amazon. That $10 shipping, just straight flat fee, a lot of people were complaining about that. This isn't a change. This isn't a change. I just segueing into this for some reason. But that $10 is insurance on their package. And people are like, well, I just order through Amazon and it's Prime. And I'm like, if you're ordering once a month, twice a month through Amazon, because we only put in an order once or twice a month. We're not everydayers, once a weekers. We're not like that with Amazon. I know everybody else is. We're not. We don't have that kind of budget. But if you're ordering 2 or 3 times a month with Amazon costs us what, $120 a year, $10 a month. Like, if you're ordering Scentsy once a month, it's about the same price that you're really paying for your membership with Amazon. So I always kind of tell people that too, when people are like, I just can't fathom spending $10 on shipping. And it's like, you're doing the same thing with Amazon. You're just paying up front for Amazon. Well, we do. We pay up front for Amazon. So Scentsy they're rebranding. They're trying to make things more simple. I think they're going to kind of update the website a little bit. So they're just trying to make things a little bit easier for us. And they're aware that the rules that Scentsy has had all these years, well, that's outdated. So keep an eye out. I just want to make sure that I kind of talked about that and chat about that. I feel like it's going to cut me off here in a second. So I hope that that helps a little bit. I hope that y'all, like, what is, if you finished this, what's the one exciting thing that you're like ready for? I don't really talk about other products personally. I don't have TikTok. I don't have TikTok shop. I just don't. So that one's not really a big deal at this moment for myself, but I know that that is huge and across the board a big deal. So I think that that's probably what I'm most excited about. The flexibility of being able to talk about other products that we love. Just in general, that's not Scentsy. It is our life. I love Scentsy. Scentsy is my job. Mama, wife, mama, Scentsy, love it. But you can't even, they have rules about like affiliating with other companies that they're starting to lift up. So I'm interested in that. Sponsoring, I do think that the weekly paycheck would be a huge change for sponsoring personally, in my opinion. I'm ready for that one. And I do believe that being able to market other products is an opportunity for Scentsy too. Like if somebody, I'm calling out several people on here, I got like 8 ladies on here that sell Mary Kay. If somebody's snagging a mascara from you, you can put samples in that. Or they may even say, hey, since you're dropping that off, or since I'm coming by and picking that up, what wax bars do you have on hand? I need a couple. We can now kind of cross sell a little bit. Don't know what the full rules are on that. So don't, this news tab is going to update in a few weeks and I'm going to be like, oh, but this is the basics. So I'm excited. I'm excited for May. Star Wars is a big deal. Y'all, Ratatouille sold out. The warmer sold out within a few days the last time it dropped. I've had like 8 people ask me about that warmer. It's coming back. So I'm going to post our plan ahead. I'm going to post this. I'm going to post our plan ahead. I got to work on our email. I bit the bullet on that one last week. I didn't send out an email, so I'll do that this week, today, and just update you guys. But coaching calls are something I do every week. So let's start getting into that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if I don't talk to you, have a great weekend.